Okay, well, let's get started with the actual project. So once again, you want an 11 by 17 document, okay, at anywhere from 150 to 300 ppi, because you're going to be printing these. The name of your file needs to be first name, last name, and then project name. All right, and let's jump over to kind of the description here. So what we're going to do, you're going to choose 3 unrelated or different images. I want to approve these images, so maybe if we have time today, you'll spend most of the day looking for the images. And you're going to create a series with these, make them look like they belong together through image manipulation in Photoshop. We're going to edit them, crop them, color balance, saturation, hue, all sorts of different things we're going to do to them. We're going to work non-destructively, which means we're not going to make any permanent changes to the files. Non-destructive editing is, well, it's an industry standard. All right, if you are going to do anything professionally with Photoshop, you need to work non-destructively, because it lets you go back to your original file. Okay, it doesn't do anything permanent to that original file. So if you need to get rid of all your changes, or maybe make some minor adjustments to how things look, you can do that. It's just a smarter way to work. So each image, well, we aren't going to do separate files. I don't know why I still have that in there. Sorry. Let me take that out. All right, we're going to put them all into, the 3 images are just going to go together in one file. We're not going to have them as separate files. That doesn't make sense. Okay. So we're going to have them all together in one file. Like I said, 300 DPI or PPI. We're going to focus on each image having a good composition, what the focal point of the image is. So there needs to be a focal point. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Also, how it uses the rule of thirds and contrast, which are principles of composition that we will also talk about in a few minutes. At the end of this, when you turn it in, there needs to be a short written component. All right, just reflect on the project. Oh, I learned this and I learned that. I didn't know this. That was interesting. I applied this. I applied that, etc. It's just kind of a project summary. Okay, after actions report. The subject matter, it's up to you. You're gonna need at least 3 images. More is better. It helps you kind of have some options. They can be your images. They can be images from friends or family if you have permission to use them. They can be images that you find online that you have permission to use. I'll show you how to search for those in a second. All right, we talked about size already. These first steps, we're going to go through that in the demo. Same with the adjustment layers. It's just all written down here so that you have a sense of how to do it. We will go over this in a second. We'll go over this at the end, because I might want to change some of this, looking at it. When you turn it in, this is how I want your zip folder to look. Okay, so you need an overall project folder. Your exports, because you'll need to export like web-ready images. All right, and we'll talk about what those are. The source images, so the untouched raw images that you found, that you used, and then your Photoshop document. All right, cool. Okay, all right. All right, let's get started with the thing then. So you just need to find 3 images. I'm just going to grab 3 random images off of the web. Give me a noun to search for. Anybody? Just throw something out there, as long as it's appropriate. I could go downhill really fast. What? Octopus. Octopus? Do you know how long octopuses live? Actually, octopuses. I know everyone oh, sorry, not you.
I wasn't actually correcting you. I was just saying octopi.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, I used to correct my wife all the time because she would correct me. I'd be like, no, it's octopi. And she'd be like, no, it's octopuses. And then I looked it up and it's actually octopuses. So it's like a running joke in our house now. I'm usually wrong about everything when we have arguments.
Oh.
When you get married, just get used to it. Just get used to it. My wife's really smart too. Yeah, octopuses only live to about 2 to 4 years, depends on the type of octopus. It's crazy. They mate once, and then they die. It's sad, because they're really smart too. Cuttlefish are the same way. They're all cephalopods. So. Okay, octopus. So I'm just going to use Google, but I'm going to sort. I want an image size larger than 2 megapixels. All right, the 1600 by 1200. Usage rights labeled for reuse. Hey, that's cool. It's an illustration. I would maybe avoid things that look like this for hopefully obvious reasons. What am I? That is not a picture of an octopus. Did the octopus do that to you? Interesting. Not a picture of an octopus, but sort of looks like the suckers. Not a picture of an octopus. Same boat though. Maybe it's called the USS Octopus. Ugh. Why is it the search results just get worse the further down you go? Okay. You guys have a preference? No? Nobody has a preference? Nobody cares? It's like whatever, just pick one. Alright, we'll go with this one. So you want to go to view image. So it's not enough to just click on the preview here, because that's not going to be the right dimensions, right? You actually want to go to the image and view it. So it'll get really big, and then you just go save image as. I recommend just however you want to start saving your images and your documents, however you organize your classes, right? Just keep things organized. I make a new folder. I'm going to call it series of 3, and I'm going to make a new folder inside there. I'm going to call that source. You can call it source images, whatever. Source, Octopus at Kelly Tarleton's. Apparently she has her own octopus. All right. Octopuses can also squeeze themselves through openings that are the same size as their eyes, because their beak and their eye are the only hard parts on their bodies. So they can, anything that is as big as their eye, they can get through. They can get their whole body through. Yeah, they're crazy. I just got done reading a book about octopuses, so it's called Other Minds. It's about like how consciousness arises in other animals. So like an octopus has 500 million neurons in its body, but they're not all centrally located like they are in ours. The majority of our neurons are in our brains, right? Well, most of their neurons are spread throughout their bodies. So they actually kind of see with their skin. It's just crazy. But anyway, it's a good book. Okay, so I saved it. Series 3, source, octopus. Rad. All right. Another noun or a verb or whatever. Just another word. Garden. I feel like we're going to write a Beatles song here. So, because I kept it, right? The Beatles song? Yeah. Right? See, there we go. Is that why you thought of it? Yeah. Uh-oh. So it kept my filtering because I just did the search in the same window, which is nice. But just make sure that if you open a new window to do a search, make sure that you're keeping your filter, your size filter and your reuse filter. So this is what I would recommend if you're gonna pick landscape images or images of buildings. Pick something that has kind of a nice depth to it, right? A good sense of space. So lots of foreshortening, right? Big things up front, small things in the back, in the background. So like this image has nice perspective lines. All right. Oops. Free stock images. Yay. Pixels. Huh. That's funny. Why is it when you start a new tech company, if you just misspell everything, that's suddenly your tech name? Pexels. That's what I want to say. Pexel. I don't want to say pixels. Anyway, picking my nits. Yeah, I don't know. that's okay. This is better. Free download. So I'm actually going to save a couple of these. Oops. I'm going to go with this one too, because it's got good depth, good focal point. I'm just right clicking. Oops. All right, well, just saved that in the wrong place, but that's fine. And sometimes things like this with texture are good. If there's not a lot of detail, then when you go to use it in the series of 3, there's not a lot of things that you can kind of do with it. Like if it's already a close-up shot of something, cropping it's not gonna get you really anywhere. It's not gonna give you a lot to work with. It's better to go with an image that has a lot of different things in it. That way you can kind of pick and select what you want from it. Because we're not using the whole image usually. I don't know. This one's not bad. This one would be good if they didn't already like try to do the tilt shift blur thing to it. Huh. Yeah. A lot of free images though. I'd never heard of this place. Alright, I'm spending too much time with this. Let's just search on here. Alright, give me something else. That's our last thing. Penguins? Oh lord. Penguin. Alright, penguins. Oh buddy. Okay. This is gonna be a challenge. Let's go back to Google. There's not a whole lot here. You don't have to use, the same. You don't have to just use one place too. There's a site called Unsplash.com, which is free images, which are usually really good. They have 21 penguin pictures. Yay! Right? These are actually, some of these are pretty good. Flickr. Okay, I'm gonna say this. You can search at your own risk on Flickr. All right. You can find some just weirdo stuff on Flickr, so search at your own risk. Flickr, let's just try to avoid anything naughty. There we go. Commons. The problem with doing that search is I don't know if I have permissions to use all these. Ah, here we go. Advanced. Oh, wait, sorry. Any license, all Creative Commons. Large. Good. Make sure save search is on. That's up to you. It doesn't bother me, but yeah. Some other people have more sensitive sensibilities than me. This is not a penguin. It's kind of cool though. Oh, it is the penguin. Oh, I see. It's the penguin from Batman. Gotcha. It's just like car. It's a cat with a penguin hat. Yeah, I don't know. Unsplash is a little better. Please look under your vehicle for penguins. Okay, good rule. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. Hey kids, let's go to the penguin sanctuary. Yeah, exactly. Why did the tires sound all squishy? Sorry. It's not a pebble. Sorry. I don't know. I really don't know. Kind of like this guy. Well, we'll just get a couple. Yay! Say thanks. Thanks. Alright. Said thanks. Yep, said thanks. This one's actually pretty decent. I have no idea what we're gonna do with these. I really don't. Sometimes, like usually, most of the time I'll have an idea like even before we start. Too much blurriness. Come on. Maybe this one. So you can see I'm grabbing a whole bunch, right? Just go here. All right. Let's also come back to Unsplash and do our search for garden again. Garden. 440 free garden photos. That's kind of fun. Oops. Sorry, there's a quick download button here, so if you want to avoid the whole clicky as much as possible. I really like these terrariums, these big ones, hexagonal like that. Anybody really into gardening? Not yet. Anybody's mom really into gardening? Your mom is? Yeah. Your mom kills a lot of plants? You said that? Yeah, your mom does? Nice. My wife kills house plants, but is really good with outside plants. Like, it's weird. Anytime we have a house inside plant and she takes care of it, it dies. I take care of it, it's fine. But I take care of anything outside and it dies. So it's, you know, it's a good balance, I guess, right? Sorry, I just want to pick one more thing that is maybe a little more interesting than what we have. It's a chair, not a garden. Just saying, it's kind of cool. So symmetry would be kind of like an easy thing to go for. Pattern, repetition, those are all things that always tend to be kind of nice and exciting. That lady has some severe posture. Relax. Just chill out. It's okay. Sorry, I'm spending way too long doing this. This is the fun part. Well, it's all fun, I guess, but I sit in my office and just do this sometimes. So. If anything jumps out at anybody, just holler. We might call it good. That's not a garden. I don't get that. Okay. Oh, look, he's hiding in the trees. It's so cute. That is also not a garden. Not a garden. Hopefully not a garden. Yeah, we can use tiger. Alright, stop there. Okay. So you're not limited. Well, yeah, you are limited to only 3 pictures. Sorry. Yeah. I was thinking collage for a second. 5 source images, but when you go to actually build, when you do the series of 3, just 3 images. So I have a bunch of source images. It's like, what, 8, 9? I have 9 source images, which is good, right? So we got a couple penguin images, a couple garden images, 1 octopus image. Maybe we should have an alternative octopus image. Real fast. Octopus. 20 minutes later. 20 minutes later, you finally found an octopus. Pass. That one. Okay. He's not dead. I don't think. Is he dead? Is there a caption? There's no caption. Alright. Looks a little dead. Okay. 20 minutes later. 20 seconds later. Look at that. Okay, so I have my source images. I'm going to jump over to Photoshop now. So it's kind of a good idea to set up your document first. I'm trying to think how we want to do this. We're going to set them up with masks. Now what a mask is, well, I mean, think about the literal term mask, right? It's something that hides or occludes your face, generally, right? Something you wear that either changes how you look or, you know, hides your face, essentially, right? A mask in Photoshop is more or less similar, right? It is a layer that hides what's underneath it. Now this layer has openings in it, like eye holes and mouth holes and stuff like that, that let parts of the layer underneath come through. And that's essentially what a mask is in Photoshop. It's one layer that has a hole cut in it that lets stuff come through from underneath it. Does that make sense to everybody? Kind of, that analogy? It's like if you took 2 pieces of paper, cut a hole in one piece of paper, set it on top, right? You can use it as a frame. The idea though here is that you can make that hole look any way you want to. And that is how you mask things, right? It's how you hide them and only show the parts that you want to show, right? Masks can be super, super complicated. We are going to use very simple masks, all right? We're not going to do anything crazy with our masks. The only thing that is going to take a little math to figure out here really quick is how big our masks need to be. We're essentially going to make a mask that is going to be more or less like our frame for our image, right? And we need 3 of those, and they have to fit in that 11 by 17. Okay, so I'm going to do this on the whiteboard. So I better stop recording. Was I not recording? I thought I was. My computer just crashed. Nope, still recording. Look at that.